Hello students, good morning everyone. Today's our science topic in 6th class is about food and its components. So, first of all the living things need food to alive and remains active in their life. So, food is very essential thing for every living beings. With the help of food, we can survive easily in our life. After that, after eating food, we get many nutrients in our body that work properly and maintain our body in a particular manner. After that, food and its habits. Food and its habits. First, we will discuss about importance of food. What is the importance of food? First, food provides us energy to remain alive in our life. After that, it maintains our body's growth and a proper development of our body also take place with the help of food. When we take a proper food, then we can proper growth our body. After that, it provides many sufficient materials for the repair of many damaged parts of our body, damaged cells, damaged tissues which are damaged due to the deficiency of many components of food which are developed with the help of food. So it is also the importance of our food. Also, food keeps us healthy and enables us to fight against many diseases. When some disease occur in our body, then we get food, and after getting food we survive and fight against that disease and we get a cure. Okay. After that, meal and its type. What is meal? Every person takes food 3 to 4 times in a day. When we get this food 3 to 4 times in a day at a particular time, for example, in morning, the food which we eat is known as a meal. Meal is the food that is eaten by a person at a particular time. So, in morning time, the meal we eat is known as the breakfast, and in afternoon time, it is known as the lunch, and in evening time or night, this is known as the dinner. Okay? These are the meal and their types. After that, variety in food habits. There are many animals also living around us. With the non-human beings as well as animals, which are living beings, there are many variety of food habits take place in all living organisms. So, these varieties are classified into herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Herbivores are those animals that eat plant or plant product mainly as their food, are known as the herbivorous animals. For example, cow, deer and horse are the herbivorous animals. After that, next one is the carnivores. Carnivorous animals are those animals which eat which eat other animals as their food. Carnivores are those animals which eat other animals as their food. For example, lion, tiger and jackal. These are the carnivorous animals. And after that, omnivorous animals are those which eat plants as well as other animals. For example, bear, crow. They are the omnivores. After that, there are two types also, that is scavengers and decomposers. Scavengers and decomposers. Scavengers are those type of animals which eat flesh of other animals. They do not prey. They eat the flesh of other animals that are already dead. Okay? For example, vulture. Vulture is a scavenger animal. Jackal, hyena. Vulture, jackal, hyena. After that, decomposers. Fungi and bacteria are the decomposers which feed on dead plants or decaying matter. Fungi and bacteria. Fungi and bacteria are the decomposers that feed on dead plants and decaying matter or animals. Okay? These are the classification on the basis of their food habits. After that, next part is about sources of food. From where we get our food, means sources. Sources of food are two, that is plant sources and animal sources. We get our food with the help of plant as well as with the help of animals. First of all, sources of animals. What provide animals us as a food? Such as meat, milk, honey. These are the animal products which are used as a food. Milk is given by cow, buffalo and goat. Honey is collected by the honeybees in their nectar with the help of flowers. And meat is also provided by the animals, for example, hen, goat, etc. Okay. After that, plant sources. Plant sources are those sources which are eaten as a food, such as some plants are eaten, some plants root is eaten as a food, some plants stem is eaten as a food, some plants leaves is eaten as a food, some plants flowers eaten as a food, some plants fruits eaten as a food, and also some plants seeds also eaten as a food. Okay, these are the plant sources. Now we will discuss different parts of the plant. That is, first of all, about root plants. Which are the root plants which are eaten as a food? For example, carrot, radish, turnip, sweet potato. These are the roots which are eaten as a food. After that, next is Stem. Stem of the sugarcane plant, also banana plant, are eaten as their food. Okay, certain plants have their underground stems. These are underground stems are potato, onion are the underground stems. Okay, after that leaves. Leaves of the plant like spinach means palak, like spinach, methi, cabbage, etc. are eaten as a food. After that flowers, cauliflower, rose petals, which are the flower of the rose plant, are also used as a food. And fruits, you are very well known about the fruits: apple, orange, mango, peas, many other fruits which are used as a raw material in our food. After that seeds of the some plants which are eaten as a food, such as pulses and cereals. Pulses and cereals are eaten as a food. Okay students, these are the plant sources of the food. After that, our next topic is about components of food. There are basically mainly 7 components of food, that is carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamin, minerals, water and roughage. These are the main basic components of our food which are essential for our life to maintain our health, body good. Now we will discuss these components of food one by one. First is about carbohydrate. What is carbohydrate and what is the function and sources of the carbohydrate? Carbohydrate is that component which provides us a large amount of energy to our body. We get carbohydrate mainly from the cereals or some fruits such as banana, which are peas, which are sweet in taste. 1 gram of carbohydrate yield about 4 kilocalorie of energy to our body. Okay. Now, it provides energy to our body to maintain our health and our growth and development. This carbohydrate is simply divided into 2 parts, that is simple carbohydrate and complex carbohydrate. Simple carbohydrates are those carbohydrates which are smaller in units and sweet in taste, are known as simple carbohydrate. Are called sugars such as glucose, fructose, lactose. These are the examples of the sugars which are simple carbohydrates and sweet in taste, known as the simple carbohydrate. After that, complex carbohydrate, long chains of smaller units. Long chains of smaller units which are tasteless, odorless and insoluble in water are known as the complex carbohydrates, such as starch is a white colored substance which is a part of our complex carbohydrate. Okay students, functions of the carbohydrate. Mainly they are the main source of providing energy to our body and maintain our body in a particular way. Okay, after that fat. Next component of food is fat. Fat are also energy providing substances which are greasy foods. Also energy providing substances and they are greasy foods. 1 gram of fat yields about as much large than the twice of the energy which is provided by the carbohydrate. Okay. For example, if 1 gram of carbohydrate give us 4 to 5 kilocalorie, then 1 gram of fat give us approximately 10 kilocalorie of energy to our body. Now what are the sources of the fat? Sources of fat are also mainly two types, that is plant origin and animal origins. In plant origins, these are unsaturated fats and they are liquid at a room temperature. For examples, many type of oils, mustard oil, coconut oil, groundnut oil, etc. These are the plant origin which give us a large amount of fat to our body. After that, animal origins. Animal origins are the saturated fats and they are solid at room temperature such as butter, ghee, etc. These are the animal origin sources of fat. Okay. After that, next one is about protein. Now, proteins are the polymers of molecular units. Proteins are the polymers of molecular units. Polymer of molecular units such as amino acids. Amino acids are a type of proteins. Amino acids are combined together by peptide bonds. By peptide bonds. Means when proteins are built up in our body, then they link to each other and these links are known as the peptide bonds and they form amino acids into our body. These amino acids are used by our body in the formation of proteins. Okay. After that, sources of protein. Sources of protein are mainly cereals, pulses and dry fruits. These are the main sources of the proteins. Soybean is the main source of proteins. Proteins are given to the children which are small in age and also these are given to the pregnant women because they give a large amount of energy to our body. Soybean is the richest source of protein. Okay. After that, functions of protein. Protein makes our body strong. Our muscles are become strong with the help of proteins. In the formation of new cells, proteins are also used. After that, the vitamins. Vitamins are also essential part of our body. They are the known as the protective nutrients. Means protect our body. So known as the protective nutrients. But vitamins do not provide energy to our body just like as carbohydrate, fat and proteins. Vitamins do not provide energy to our body. Vitamins are essential for the maintenance of our health and to fight against many diseases which occur in our body. Our body needs many types of vitamins such as vitamin A, vitamin B, C, D, E and vitamin K. These vitamins are further classified into two parts, that is fat soluble vitamin and water soluble vitamin. Vitamin B and C are the water soluble vitamin and rest vitamins, that is A, D, E and K are the fat soluble vitamins. Water soluble vitamins are not stored by our body. Water soluble vitamins are not stored by our body. They are supplied through the food. But fat soluble vitamins are present in our body and made in our body with the help of the foods. Okay, after that, next is the sources of vitamin and the function. Now vitamin A Vitamin A's deficiency. Vitamin A sources of vitamin A. Generally egg, milk, cod liver oil, etc. These are the main sources of vitamin A. And function is when we get proper amount of vitamin A in our body, then our eyesight is proper. Okay, keeps our body healthy. After that, vitamin B. Vitamin B sources are just like as milk, fish, meat, etc. Green leafy vegetables, wheat, etc. These are the sources of vitamin B. And vitamin B is essential it helps in our digestion process and maintains our body. After that, vitamin C. Vitamin C we gain from the citrus fruits such as amla, orange, which are sour in taste. We get vitamin C. And the function of vitamin C, it provides resistance to infection, means it fight against many diseases. And we get generally liquid material with the help of vitamin C that maintain our body's amount of water. After that, vitamin D. Vitamin D we get with the help of sunlight. Sunlight is the main source of vitamin D. And after getting vitamin D, we can maintain our bones and teeth in a proper way. After that, vitamin E. Sources of the vitamin E are just as milk, green leafy vegetables, tomatoes, sprouts, etc. And the function of vitamin E keeps our skin healthy. Our skin keeps healthy. After that, vitamin K. Vitamin K is main sources of the vitamin K are spinach, cabbage, green leafy vegetables are the main sources of vitamin K. And function of vitamin K. Vitamin K helps in blood clotting. That is, when our blood comes out when we get any shock on our skin, then in clotting of blood, vitamin K help, means stop blood flowing. Okay. After that, now we will discuss our next component of food, that is minerals. Minerals are also protective nutrients. They are inorganic salts such as calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, iron. These are the minerals which are very essential to our body. Now, these minerals are further classified into two categories, that is macro minerals and micro minerals. Micro minerals are those minerals which our body need in a small amount, such as micro and macro. Micro minerals are those minerals which our body need in small amount, that is copper, zinc, cobalt, etc. And macro minerals are those that our body require in large quantities, that is calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, iron, iodine, etc. These are the macro minerals. After that, water. Next component is water. Water is also an essential part of our food. About 2/3 of our body's weight is due to the presence of water. Mainly, water is given to our body with the help of liquid substances. We take juice, milk, tea, coffee, etc. We get water also with the help of raw materials, fruits and vegetables. And water play an important role. Important function of water, it maintains our body's temperature. It maintains our body. It also needed in help of excretion of removal of waste materials, and water is also take part in biochemical reactions. Okay, after that, next one is the roughage. Roughage is also known as the dietary fiber. It is mostly provided by the plant products. Roughage is mostly provided by the plant products. Roughage, actually we get this from grains, pulses, fruits, vegetables, etc. Although it does not provide any nutrient to our body, roughage does not provide any nutrient to our body, but it helps in our proper digestion. Without roughage, our body's digestion process does not work in a proper way. Okay, students. After that, our next topic is about balanced diet and their deficiency disease. Balanced diet and their deficiency disease. The food we take every day, that is dal, chapati, curd, milk, some fruits and vegetables in our diet, in our food is known as a diet. But we have to take these essential nutrients in a proper amount. So, the diet that contains all the essential nutrients in a proper amount is known as the balanced diet. What is a balanced diet? The diet that contains proper amount of essential nutrients, vitamins and minerals is known as the balanced diet. The diet of a person, diet vary from a person to a person. A normal healthy person requires a normal diet, but a sportsman require a large amount of nutrients in their diet. Similarly, a small children require less amount of nutrients in their diet. So, a balanced diet for a normal and healthy person should contain carbohydrate about of 60%, fat is about 15%, and protein is about 25%, and other vitamins and minerals are in less amount. So mainly 60% of the carbohydrate, fat is 15%, and 25% is the proteins. Remaining amounts are in less content. Main role is the carbohydrate. Okay, because carbohydrate gives a more energy. Now, what is the need of a balanced diet? हमें balanced diet की requirement क्यों हुई? Because it provides sufficient amount of energy to our body. It gives many materials to repair our damaged body parts and damaged cells, tissues. It also gives many materials in the maintenance of our body's growth and development. These are the essential things which we get from a balanced diet. Okay. After that, if a person does not get this balanced diet or not get sufficient amount of nutrients which are essential for their growth, then a disease occurs. And this disease which are occur due to deficiency of these components of the food are known as the deficiency disease. These deficiency diseases are different due to the lackness of different components. For example, first of all, if there is a deficiency of protein in any person's body, then he gets a disease known as Kwashiorkor. This disease mainly occurs in children. Kwashiorkor disease occur due to the deficiency of a protein in their diet. What are the symptoms of this disease? A person who get Kwashiorkor disease, their proper growth stops, stunt in their growth. Okay. After that, their skin disease, mental retardation also take place